Now let's dive into why now is such an exciting time for Cash App, because I think the business is really hitting its stride. So beyond just growing past Venmo, one thing I really want to focus on for Cash App is the product innovation. This is what has personally impressed me. The first time I heard of Cash App, I was like, okay, so they're copying Venmo. Like, big deal. Is this going to blow up? Probably not. Like, Venmo already exists. Anyway, totally wrong. Since launching in 2014, they've had an absurd, like, just really rapid pace of innovation, and this is what has impressed me the most, and more of why I'm convinced that Cash App will win, and is a really interesting example of why company culture matters so much. PayPal buys out Venmo, innovation starts stalling at the company the second they get bought out by a bigger, more bureaucratic firm, and as that happens, with product innovation stalls, user growth slow, all of a sudden Cash App has taken the lead and surged because of Venmo's stagnation. But anyway, let's dive into this. So they launched in late 2014, basically allowing you to send businesses in between friends. They had an annualized P2P payment volume of $1 billion already in March 2015, which is pretty epic. They launched their Apple Watch app. I guess they slowly started monetizing with a 1% instant deposit fee in 2016, $1 million in quarterly revenue in 2016. So this is a very, very new business. In May 2017, they actually launched that physical cash card. One of the biggest things I want to point to here is when they launched Bitcoin ATM, or basically the ability to buy and sell Bitcoin within the app. Square actually even started breaking out Bitcoin revenue on their financial statements. We'll get to that in a second, but the point is they were sort of expanding beyond peer-to-peer payments, saying, wait, now you can actually keep your money in the Cash App, start investing it. And this was a very interesting move and a key sneak preview at what Cash App is going to be up to in the future. And recently, they even launched this ability to invest. I thought this was really cool. I hit their website. They have this really awesome explainer, but now it's not just Bitcoin that you can invest in, but it's literally the stock market. And they're even breaking this down with really cool like pictures and educational content. I was a huge, huge fan of this. And I think this is still kind of an very early or beta phase, but the Cash App now launches you literally basically becoming a Robinhood competitor overnight, which makes me sort of a lot less bullish on Robinhood, but the ability to buy and sell stocks not only on the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, but you don't even have to pay the price per share. They'll even slice up they'll even let you buy partial shares, so you can even put in $10-20 into Apple despite the share price being $300. I think that's a key way to remove friction, increase engagement, especially if you think that Square's demographic here is a lot younger. They're getting these younger people into investing now, not just Bitcoin but stocks. I see this as really quietly becoming sort of this next generation millennial app bank. Another thing they just launched, now competing with TransferWise, which is another, I believe, $1 billion plus startup, is the ability to send money to the UK with zero foreign exchange fees. This is totally disruptive. They must be losing money on this, but now you can basically send someone in the UK money as well. Now let's move into the financials of Cash App, because this is where, for me, I want to nerd out, and it gets really, really fascinating. This is in Square's Q4 2019 shareholder letter, which I'll put a link to in the description. But as you can see, Cash App monthly active users growing really nicely and rapidly here, 7 million to 15 million to 24 million. They also go in active revenue per customer, excluding Bitcoin, going up dramatically as well, up to $30, doubling in the past 2 years. And then we can dive into the financials here. Total net revenue on the Cash App growing 147%, gross profit growing 104%, monthly active users growing 60% year over year. Daily active users are even growing faster than that, up 80% year over year. So that was extremely impressive. This is as they're launching a ton of new products. Here they highlight that investing product that I was mentioning, saying the average customer is buying about $20 of stocks every time they make a purchase. This is growing engagement in the Cash App ecosystem. I think this has huge potential. You can see Cash App literally becoming all of the, TransferWise, like I was saying, Robinhood. These are all multi-billion-dollar Venmo payment startups that Cash App is slowly becoming bigger than and eating up. And I think justifying, even just beyond the revenue, a multi-billion-dollar valuation just for Cash App. Anyway, diving into those financials, revenue for the fourth quarter of 2019 was $361 million for the Cash App, up 147%. Gross profit, $144 million, up 104%. Bitcoin has become a huge part of that, which is a much lower gross margin. So excluding that, revenue was $183 million, up 96% year over year. So Square's Q4 revenue overall was just $1.3 billion. Cash App, excluding Bitcoin, was $180 million. That's like almost 15% of Square's net revenue. So this is actually becoming a huge material piece of the business, and I think has an opportunity to grow revenue significantly going forward.